Hi friend, in this tutorial we are going to create a control panel which is going to appear after the successfully login for a specific user after inserting username and password in the text field. Okay, and so we are going to create one control panel.html. Okay, it is going to be a very normal just a HTML file which going to contain three links: add account, allocate account, and make payment. Okay, when we click add account, it is going to call create account.html page, and when we click on allocate amount, it is going to call allocate amount and make payment.php. Okay, so I'm here we are creating control panel.html. Just follow me. This is HTML head. Okay, head close, body. I have a sign color. Okay, heading. This is heading. Admin control panel. Okay, next. This is hyperlink anchor tag. I have um, assign create account underscore account.html. When a user click on create account hyperlink text, it is going to call create account .html page. Okay, next allocate amount .php. Okay, this is allocate amount anchor tag close. Okay, next is for make payment dot php. Okay, body close, html close. Okay, after creating this file, save this file as a control panel.html. I have saved this file. After saving this file, you need to login. Rahul. Okay, yes, this file I have just created. Admin control panel, create account, allocate amount, and make payment. Now next is that we have to create account HTML page. Okay, for that we have to create account.html page. It is going to be going to contain only one single text field. Okay, and this text field input box and one button, submit button. Okay, it is going to ask user for any to give any input field and input value. Okay, and that input value is going to store in a database. Okay, then we have to write for inserting information in database. For that we have to write inserting code. Okay, so first we are going to here we are creating create account.html page. Okay, for that html, it going to contain only single field, single text field, and one single button. Okay, body, bg colors, and form method equal to post. I have used form method equal to post, action equal to insert. This file is going to call after when we press submit button. This file is going to execute. Okay, and in this file we are going to write our PHP code so that whatever user type in the input field, that is going to insert in database table. Okay, at first we have to check that already it is inserted or not. Okay, if it is not inserted, then you need to insert. If it is already something is already in database table, then you have to notify user that whatever value you are inserting, it is already in database table. Okay, that thing we are going to write in insert account.php. Okay. Okay, this is table border account dot account name, input type text name, period, for this one is for a submit button. Okay, name submit value save. Okay, clear. Okay, table close, need to close body form. Next one is body, and next one is HTML. Okay, we have created a submit button and reset button. Reset it to clear text field. Okay, if you want to erase whatever you have wrongly inserted. Okay, in input field, for that we have use reset button. Okay, so we have developed create account dot HTML page. It is time to check. Okay, create account. Yes, this is account name. Okay. Okay, now next is that we have to write PHP file. Okay, we have to write PHP file to insert this whatever a user write in this table. Okay, whatever a user write in this table, that thing you need to uh, people need to place in a database table. Okay, for this for this we have to create a PHP file, and in HTML form we have specified that our PHP file is going to be insert account.php. You can write anything, whatever name you want to um, specify. I have used insert underscore account.php. Okay, now it is time to check. Now it is time to check that what we are going to write in insert account.php. Okay, fine. This is PHP because we are going to write PHP code, question mark PHP. First thing is that you need to connect the database. Okay, for that we are using MySQL connect. Then localhost server location, username of database server, that is root, and password is blank. Next thing is that we need to select database. Okay, in database in database servers a lot of different database may be there. Okay, so you need to uh, specify a specific database in which you want to where your table is there. Okay, well for that reason you need to specify database name. Here our database is my db1. Okay, next thing is uh, we have to take the value from the text box. Okay, from the input box, and that just which we have just created, that is from the account name. Okay, that input field and input box field name is account underscore name. So and we have used method equal to post. So to take value from the this input field, we have to use dollar underscore post account name, and we are storing that value. We are going to store this value in var1. Okay, dollar underscore post account name. Okay, next is that we have to write SQL query for at first we have to check that whatever user is typing in the text box, okay, or whatever we have um, we have we have we are whatever value we are getting in var1 is already in database or not, okay, database table in not. For that we have to check that value in a database. For that we have use select query, select star from account info, where account info is table name, where account name, that is the column name which is placed in account info table, okay, account name var1, okay. Now execute SQL query, result equal to mysql underscore query. If query is execute successfully, it is this mysql query is this function is going to return some resource id. If it not going to execute, it will return nothing. Depending on the returning value, we can take we can make a decision that value and we can write insert query, or we can say to the user that your whatever you are typing is already in database table, okay. For that we are going to use if, okay, 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 sorry, we are going to use here mysql num underscore row function, okay. MySQL underscore row function, it is going to return number of row in a for a specific query, okay. If for example if CSE we are some user is some user um, place here CSE, okay, CSE, okay, CSE. If CSE is already in database table, okay, in account info table, then it is going to show you that CSE is already in table and you cannot insert CSE. If it is CSE1, okay, this is new value, this is we have not never inserted this value, then it is going smoothly going to insert, okay. For because so if something is already in database table and we want to stop that from inserting in database table, for that we have to use uh, select we have to use mysql, we have to find that uh, whatever we are writing is already in table or not. For we are using mysql num underscore row, it return number of entity for this SQL query, okay. And from because CSC is already in database table, and means one entity of CSC is already in table, okay, one entity of CSC is already in table. For that num is going to contain 1. If CSC is more than 1, if there is a more than one CSC, for example 3 entity in of the CSC in database table, then num is going to contain 3. Because if CSC1 this whatever we have written CSC1 is, if it is not in database table, it is going to return 0, okay, it is going to return 0, num is going to contain 0. And depending on this value, we make decision that what whatever thing we want to show, whatever information we want to show to the user, okay. For that, if $num echo, it is positive if there is some if our information is already there, and then if num is going to contain some positive value, and depending on that we can make decision that whatever you are writing is already in database table, account is already in table, database table, okay. If num is going to contain 0, okay, means whatever we are writing in the input field that is not in database table, then we can here in else part we can write insert code, and for insert code we are going to use insert into account info value var1. Okay, I have just maintained very simple, and later on we can make it uh, uh, we can introduce id, okay, session and all the thing, but I have just maintained simple to make you understand very basic thing for this application. Once you understand this application, then you can develop any type of application like this one. Okay, result, we have executed SQL query. This is SQL query. If result, if a query is executed successfully, result going to contain some resource id, and depending on that we can make decision resource. And it is main resource id only return when we are using insert query. It's for the select MySQL query is not returning resource id, and for that reason we cannot make decision on depending on the result for depending on the return value of MySQL query for the select query, uh, for the select query. Okay, information is inserted, else echo information is not inserted. This is our PHP code. At first we have connected database server and database, then we have picked value from the form and we have assigned this value in var1. And at first we are going to check, we are checking that something, whatever user is typing in the input field is already in database or not. For that we have used select query, uh, and depending on the returning value from the MySQL num underscore row, we are making decision that if something is something positive number is found in num, then it is going to display you echo account information, account is already in database table. If num return MySQL num rows return 0, then program is going to execute in else part, and mm, and it is going to insert value whatever user type in the input field, it is going to insert, and depending on that it is going to show you that information is inserted. Okay, that much. It is time to check that it is working or not. For that, okay, CSE. At first I'm I have already inserted CSE, okay, previously, and then it is going to show you that account is already there. Okay, account is already in database table. Okay, if I'm going to insert CSE1, it is going to insert very smoothly. Information is inserted. If you want to check, if you want to check my DB account info, CSE1. Okay. Mm, okay, because civil is already in table. Civil is already in table when we try to insert in the second time. Okay, it is going to show us that account is already in database. Okay, fine. Then next tutorial we are going to discuss that how to create allocate amount .html page and its corresponding PHP file page for inserting, for allocating a specific account, for allocating amount in a specific account. Thank you for your time.